Okay, after some technical difficulties, we're back on the air with what could be the biggest game of the Shamrock season. That's the Hammond Shamrocks against the Gary Steelers. Shamrocks won the first contest. They take an unbeaten record into this game. There's a fumble in the backfield, and Joe Lemus is touched down at about the 32-yard line. Loss of a couple of yards on that last play. Shamrocks out of the huddle now with 2nd and 15. Joe Lemus is your quarterback. There's a whistle, some sort of flag on the play. Referee's waving his arms. It's against the Steelers. Oh, it's timeout. Steelers have timeout on the field. Okay. As I mentioned earlier, this very well could be the biggest game of the Shamrock season this year. This is a real old-fashioned grudge football game with the Hammond Shamrocks unbeaten in this scary league and the Gary Steelers. Both teams take a lot of pride into this game. Ball is handed off to Billy Smith, and he cracks up for about 6 yards on that last play. Shamrocks are trying the middle of the line, middle of that Gary line early in this game. Shamrocks back out of the huddle. And it's going to be 3rd and about 9 yards. Shamrocks on their own 40-yard line. Ball snap from Burdine. Back to Lemus, and he's sacked in the backfield. Mix up in plays back there. That's going to hurt. That's going to bring it to 4th and about 13 yards. Shamrocks haven't looked as sharp early in this game as I know they would have liked to look. Steelers defense is putting a lot of pressure on the Shamrocks. Got Kerry Hunt dropping it back in a kicking formation. He'll be doing the punting. Ball snap. It's a good snap. It's a good spiraling kick. It does on, gets a Shamrock roll, and the Steeler player touches it down at the 43-yard line. Steelers will take over on their own 43. Apparently the Shamrocks have put a couple of new plays in, and especially for the Steelers game. And on first attempt, at least, it didn't work. Steelers quarterback's going to be thrown for a loss on that play. A lot of pressure from the interior line, from that interior Shamrocks line, and it's going to bring it to 2nd and 15 yards. 5-yard loss on that last play. Ready? It's going to be 2nd and 15. The Steelers going to try the middle of the line. They get a little running room, but it closes up fast as the linebackers come in to make the stop. There's Eldridge in there. There's Burdine in there on that stop. It's going to be 2nd and about 9 yards. 2nd down and 9 yards. I believe that should be 3rd. Correction. 3rd down and 9 yards. No running room in the middle there. Shamrocks close in fast. Linebackers Burdine and Santos, your nose guard, was in there to make that big stop. The defensive line for the Hammond Shamrocks consists of Santos at nose guard. You've got Artie Rogers at right tackle. We have Fleming in there at left tackle. He's replacing the injured Micah for this game. You've got, I believe it's Kerry Hunt and Chris Turton in there at defensive end. Steelers are going to kick. He gets a pretty good kick away, and it's fielded cleanly by Danny Schwader. He's got a little room on the outside. He picks up a block from Billy Smith. He's brought down on the 38-yard line. A return of about 10 yards on that play. Shamrocks are going to try their second series of plays. They give the ball to the fullback Long. He cracks up the middle for about 5 yards. He ran right off that right tackle. Artie Rogers making a big block for him that sprung Long. Make that a 6-yard gain for Long on that last run. You've got Rogers and Hunt on the right side opening up that hole. And you got Graham Boys and Turton on the left side of the line. Shamrock's out. You got the big Chris Burdine at center. Joe Lemus takes the ball from Burdine. He hands it along on the left side. He's got some running room. He's going to pick up the 1st down and maybe more. He's still on his feet. He's knocked out of bounds on the 42-yard line. That last run was good for about 20 yards. It's going to be 1st down Shamrock. Now, after that last run by Long, Lemus over the ball. He throws it back to Long. They're going to try Long on the right side of the field this time. He's knocked down on about the 45-yard line. There was a flag on that play. Long was probably thrown for a yard loss. Apparently that infraction was against the Shamrocks. The referee is discussing the penalty with the Steelers captain. And meanwhile, Joe Lemus takes that opportunity to pick up some offensive instructions from Coach Skip Smith and Bill Conister. Looks like it's going to be second and about 12 yards Shamrocks, with the ball spotted slightly to the near side of the field. Joe Lemus takes the snap. Little mix-up. He's looking to pass. He's going to be thrown for a big loss on that play. Big loss. Lemus was sacked and probably for a 12-yard loss. That's going to bring it to third down and about 22 yards for the Shamrocks now. Lemus takes the ball from Burdine. He's looking to pass. It's intercepted. They were trying to set up the fullback middle screen, and that ball was intercepted. Was a fumble. I do not know if that ball was whistled down or not. The Steelers read that play perfectly and intercepted that pass from Lemus. That was the same play that has gone for big yardage against the Steelers in their last outing. Steelers going to take over the ball on the 32-yard line, make it the 33-yard line. It's going to be first and 10. Steelers are out of the huddle now. They've got the ball on the 32-yard line. It's going to be first and 10. Ball snapped. Steelers looking to pass. Good pressure from Hunt. Ooh, he is hit and hit hard by number 35. I believe that's Billy Smith up to make the tackle. Super job of scrambling by the Steelers quarterback. He displayed some of that talent in our last outing. What could have been a super flag on that last play, and in as much as the Shamrocks threw the Steelers for a 1-yard loss, it was declined by the Steelers in a stack die. They split out to the left side here. Quarterback's looking to pass. Oh, he had a man open, but little Danny Schwader was back defending on that play, and if that ball had been thrown another couple of yards, it would have been a touchdown for the Steelers. Danny Schwader was back to break that one up. It's going to be third down and 11 yards. Steelers came out passing. They're back in that stacked eye. They drop back in the wishbone. Steelers down. Quarterback takes the snap. He's looking to hand up off the middle. Oh! Missed tackle by 27. Chris Turton. But Burdine, Schwader, and Artie Rogers were in there to stop him. That's going to be 4th and 11. I would fully expect the Shamrocks to, the Steelers to punt on this next play. That last play for the Steelers ended the first quarter. They reversed the ends of the field, and the Steelers are on the 33-yard line. It's 4th and about 11. Stacked eye. Looks like they're going to try it for first down. He's got a man open. It's broken up by Danny Schwader and Long. I believe Schwader was the man who got his hand on that. Number 82 was wide open coming across the field, but the speed of Danny Schwader paid off that time as he was able to deflect that pass. Shamrocks now possess the ball. They have it on the 33-yard line. Lemus takes the ball, pitches back to Long. He's looking for room, running room. Hands on the helmet. That could be a face mask penalty, but I didn't see any flags. Long picks up about 3 yards before he was brought down, and the coaches are really screaming from the Shamrock sideline as the Steelers had their hands all over Long's helmet. No penalty on the play, though. Have the ball with 2nd and 6. They're working from the 37-yard line. Lemus takes the ball, hands straight up the middle of Long. He's got some running room. He's got one man to meet. And he was met. Long got up to the 52-yard line. Make that the 48-yard line with that last run. That run was good for a first down. Shamrock ball on the 48-yard line. That line's beginning to do a job for the Shamrocks. It would appear that they're getting a little bit warmed up on this cold Sunday afternoon here at Gary Westside. Long up the middle again. He crashes up. He picks up another 6 yards. Their line of tackle combinations of Rogers, Gramboys, and Burdine in the middle is tearing, ripping holes through that Steeler line. Pitch back to Billy Smith. Billy Smith gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Shamrocks came out in an unbalanced line that time for that play. And it's going to be 3rd and about 5 for the Shamrocks. Shamrocks out of the huddle with 3rd and 5. Lemus, your quarterback. He's over the ball. He's back. He gives it to Long. Long's looking for some running room. He's hit. And pickup of a couple of yards. That's going to bring it to 4th and 3. Shamrocks took an opportunity to get over to Skip Smith, and there's an unbalanced line to the right. Lemus has the ball. It's just Billy Smith. Billy Smith's got enough for first down. First down, Shamrocks. I don't see any flags. Nice run by Smith. That Shamrock line is, not to repeat myself, but that Shamrock line is doing one fine job with the big Steeler line. Shamrocks out of the huddle. It's going to be 1st and 10. Working from about the 35-yard line. Lemus pitches back to Smith again. Smith has a little running room. He fumbles the ball. It's covered by a Steeler. Steelers are going to get the ball back. Yes, they do. Steelers take over on the 35-yard line. Well, the Steelers have the ball on the 35-yard line after that last fumble by Billy Smith. Scores 0-0 in this contest. Ball's pitched back to 34. He's trying to get outside, but is he cracked? That Long up there. Big pop by Long, and I'm sure little 34 felt that. Steelers out of the huddle now. It's going to be 2nd and about 7 yards. They pitch back. Good pressure from the interior line. 27. Chris Turton up there to make the stop, along with 48. Chris Burdine and Art Rogers again. Number 96 was in there. The momentum in this game seems to have swung to the Shamrocks. It would appear that the Shamrocks line are beginning to... Well, there's a 4-minute warning on the field. 4-minute warning. Time is back in with the Steelers' ball. Steeler rolls back. He's looking to pass. Oh! Lamont almost picked that one off. And Gary Eldridge as well was in there. Nice defensive play by the Shamrocks. That's going to bring it to 4th and about 8. I would expect the Steelers to punt on this down, and they are in a punting formation. Ball snapped. Ball is up. It's a spiraling kick. It was a free catch signaled by Danny Schwader. He picks it up on the bounce and cracks up to the 40. It would appear that Danny Schwader was signaling for a free catch on that last play, but he elected to take it on the bounce and get to the outside and actually picked up about 4 yards. Ball on the 40-yard line. Lemus pitches back to Billy Smith. He's trying to get outside. He's got Schwader out there blocking for him. Billy Smith cracks his way up to the 45-yard line. Pickup of about 5 yards on that last play. A Steeler player has just checked into the game with a... Billy Smith's going to pass the ball. He overthrows Eldridge, and it's very close to being picked off by the Steelers safety, number 37. Out of the huddle, it's 3rd and 5. They're working from their own 45-yard line. Unbalanced line. Lemus pitches over to Long. He's trying to get outside. He's got a little bit of running room. He cracks his way. He's up there. It's the first down. He's knocked out of bounds on the 50-yard line, maybe the 49. I believe it was enough for a first down before he was knocked out. Apparently Long was knocked out of bounds about a foot short of the first down. Shamrock's in the huddle now. We would expect some sort of power play up the middle, possibly a quarterback keeper. Maybe a handoff to, let's see what happens. It's handed off to Long. He cracks his way up to the 46-yard line. That's enough for a first down, and the ball was nearly stripped from Long, but he managed to hold on. Shamrock's ball on the 48-yard line, trying to take it home. Lemus back. He's looking to pass. He's got Eldridge open. Nice catch by Eldridge. Eldridge knocked out of bounds. About a 9-yard gain on that last play. Nice reception, nice pass. Lemus was hit, and he appears to be okay. That last pass was good for 8 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 8 to working from about the 40-yard line. Looks like there was a mix-up on the signals. The Shamrock line moved, but the ball didn't. I believe that's going to be against the Shamrock. No flags on the play. Interesting enough, there was no flags on that play. Timeout on the field. And there's timeout on the field, and Coach Bill Cronister was out giving instructions to Joe Lemus. And the Steelers coach also out on the field giving instructions to his defensive club. Not to pound it into the ground, but this is a big ball game for both clubs. The Shamrocks have won this Pop Warner League out here in Gary. Lemus has the ball. He hands off to Smith. Not much room there. Second effort. He may have got enough for a first down. He was hit once at the original line of scrimmage, and with a fine second effort, moved the ball upfield for a first down. Shamrocks out of the huddle. They're working from the 38-yard line. Ball flags all over the place. Flags all over the place. They're pointing at a Shamrock. I think someone lined up offside. No, there was movement. Make that illegal procedure, false start, Shamrock. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty stepped off against the Shamrock, moving the ball back to the 41-yard line. Shamrock's break huddle. It's going to be 1st and 15. Lemus over the ball, takes the snap, hands off to Billy Smith. Smith runs off tackle. He picks up about 2 yards. It's going to bring it to 2nd and 13, Shamrock. 2nd and 12 yards. There's flags. Somebody lined up offsides again, I believe. That one's going to go against the Steelers. I haven't seen the preliminary signal from the referee. I believe it's an offside. Yes, 5 yards. Walked off against the Steelers. Well, now it's second down and 8 yards. Shamrock's on a 35-yard line. Lemus takes the ball. He hands off to Schwader on a reverse. Schwader's getting outside. He's got some room. He's got the speed. He's knocked out of bounds on the 19-yard line. Nice run by Schwader. Sparse crowd out here in Gary today, and I would imagine the weather has a lot to do with that. The time is back in on the field now, and the Shamrocks are out of the huddle. After that last fine play, a running play by Danny Schwader, Shamrocks are working from the 19-yard line. They put Eldridge in motion. They've got Smith split out right. Lemus takes the ball. He's looking to pass. He hits Lamont in the flat. Lamont moves the ball up to about the 15-yard line. That was that was a gain of 5 yards on that last play. Nice catch by Lamont coming across the middle. Coach Cronister walked out to have a few words with his team. The Shamrocks appear to be knocking on the door. There's Lamont splitting out to the left side. Danny Schwader. Ball shotgun back to whoa, it's up for grabs. Danny Schwader takes a deflected pass. Super reflexes by Danny Schwader as he takes a deflection. He's calling for timeout. The clock is running. There can't be much time left in this contest. There's probably just seconds left before the half. Shamrock's in a hurry-up offense. They split Lamont out to the left. Lemus back to pass. He's got Schwader open in the end zone, but it's intercepted. The ball will be brought back out on the 20-yard line, and the Steelers will take over. Well, the defensive unit for the Steelers is coming onto the field, and the few changes made in the Shamrock's defensive alignment as well. With seconds left in a half, the score remains 0-0 in this contest between the Gary Steelers. They've been around for a number of years, and the Hammond Shamrocks, who have also been in existence and playing football for about 11 years now. Steelers in a shotgun. They'd like to score before this half. Is big, high snap from center. He's got a... Whoa, the ball is deflected. The ball was deflected by number 59, Junior Santos. Terry Hunt had a lot of pressure on the Steeler quarterback as well, as that line blew in there. And the pass was incomplete. Steelers ball. They're working from the 20-yard line after intercepting that pass in the end zone. There's a hand on the straight hand up off the middle. Not much room to run there. Is number 59, Santos, is in there, and 52, Fleming. 88, Eldridge. And that's going to end the half with the Hammond Shamrocks and the Gary Steelers all locked up in a 0-0 contest here at Gary. The Shamrocks will go into the locker room, anxiously awaiting that Newt Rockney pep talk of Bill Chronister. Captains are out on the field now. Got Billy Smith, captain, and Terry Hunt, co-captains for this fine Shamrocks team. Locker room. And we're about ready to begin the second half of this ball game. The score is 0-0. It's been a fine defensive game by both teams. Chris Fleming, number 52, doing a fine job filling in for the injured Micah at one of the tackles. We've got Lamont, number 7, over on the sidelines, throwing some passes, warming up. He may be moving in as quarterback, or possibly in as a halfback to throw an option pass. I'm sure head coach Skip Smith has some tricks up his sleeves. He has some gloves on his hands as well today on this cold day out here at Gary, Indiana. Shamrocks on the field with a kicking unit. They've got number 87 Hunt doing the kicking for the Shamrocks, and number 18 Brian Chronister is the starter. Got Schwader and Eldridge on the end. There's the whistle to begin the second half. And a very, very super ball game. Hunt gets a bad kickoff. It's touched by a Steeler, and it's fell on, and there is number 35, Billy Smith, up to touch the Steeler down at the 37-yard line. They're working from their own 37-yard line. And the stacked eye, they split them. Quarterback takes a snap. He hands off to the halfback. No hole there. There's a fumble on the play. 27, Chris Turton was in there to make the hit. I believe the ball was covered by one of the Gary Steelers. Yes, it was. They retained the ball. 96, Artie Rogers. Artie Rogers seems to have a nose for the ball in this ball game. He's been around it the whole ball game. The huddle. After that loss of 7 yards on the last play, they're working from the 30-yard line now. Second down. Back to the give to the halfback, 34. He finds a little running room, but number 1, Danny Schwader's up to make the stop. He picked up about 8 or 9 yards on that. It's going to be 3rd and 8. Steelers are over the ball. They're working from about the 40-yard line. They're in a stacked eye. Moved over to power eye. Ball snapped. Handoff, he's got some room outside, but there's Eldridge up to make the stop. Had a little room on the far side, but Gary Eldridge, number 88, came up to make the stop. That's going to bring it to fourth and about 7 yards. It would appear that the Shamrocks the Steelers are going to kick. It's going to be a punt. Ball snapped. There's a bad snap from center. Here comes Verdine. Whoa, he labels it. He labels the kicker, and the ball is touched down at the 26-yard line. Shamrocks have super field position. Tuttle. They're working from the 27-yard line. 27 yards from pay dirt. Lemus is your quarterback. Calling signals. He hands off to Long. Long's looking for room outside. He's tripped up. There's a penalty flag on the play. Long ran that ball to the near side. Two of the Gary Steelers, the defensive end and the cornerback, came up to stop Long. Apparently the infraction was against the Shamrocks, as the referee is speaking with the Steelers captain. It's going to be a long one. 15-yard penalty stepped off against the Shamrocks. That's got to hurt. Illegal use of the hands against Shamrocks. Ball spotted down on the 42-yard line. It's going to be first down and 25 yards for a touch for first down. Lemus hands off to Long. He's got a little running room. He picks up maybe 5 yards on that last play. He had Turton out in front of him blocking, and Gramboys, number 78. Joe Lemus was over at the sidelines after that last play. Smith, Coach Skip Smith sending in a play. Second down and about 22 yards. Lemus hands off to Long. Nowhere to run. He's running behind Billy Smith. Spotter up here. Tucker seems to think that Skip Smith is setting up some sort of counter play, running two to the left side. Lemus looking to throw. He's got Eldridge open. Eldridge makes the catch. He breaks one tackle. He steps out. Ooh, he's knocked out of bounds on about the 18-yard line. I believe that was enough for a first down. It's going to be very close. Last play was 2 yards short of a first down. It's going to be fourth and 2 yards. Lemus to Smith. Smith got a little running room. I believe he picked up the first down. Smith is brought down on the 14-yard line. It's going to be first down Shamrocks. You're working from the right at the 15-yard line. Shamrocks out of the huddle. First and 10. They're on the 15. Hand off to Smith again. He runs to the right side. He picks up blocks from Schwader and make that Chris Turton and Danny Schwader pick up a 3 yards on that play. Yard line. It's going to be second and 8. Oh, the left side of the line moved. Number 7, Lamont. The left end jumped on that last play. That's going to be 5 yards stepped off against the Shamrocks. Would appear that just when things seem to be going right, the Shamrocks have been making some very untimely mistakes in this ball game. Okay, second down and 12, Shamrocks. Lemus to Smith. Smith gets a block. He runs over. He's met very soundly by the co-captain of the Gary Steelers and gets back up to about the 11-yard line. It's going to be third down and a long 6, Shamrocks. They're at the 11-yard line. Lemus fakes the handoff to Smith and hands off to Schwader. Schwader down to about the 9-yard line. That's going to bring it to fourth and about 6, make it 5 yards. This is going to be a very big play for the Shamrocks. This very well could mean the contest. Shamrocks at the 9-yard line. They've got 5 yards for a first down. He's got about 9 yards. Lemus passes to Eldridge. Eldridge has it in the end zone. It's a touchdown. Touchdown, Shamrock. Beautiful pass by Joe Lemus. And Gary Eldridge took that pass on the near side of the field in the end zone, and that's 6-0 Shamrocks. Shamrocks strikes first. The Shamrocks are back, preparing for the point after attempt, and the Shamrock fans show their approval. Super play. Shamrocks in a T formation for the point after attempt. They've got Lamont out. Lemus is looking for Lamont. It's a flag pattern. Lamont sees it. He has it. Nice catch by Lamont. This Lemus is doing one fine job throwing the ball for the Shamrocks today. He's on target when he has time, and he is getting time from that offensive line. He's connecting. That's going to be 7. Make it 7-0 Shamrocks. We're still late. We're late in the third quarter. Steelers are out in a stacked eye. They switch back to a wishbone. They're at the 45-yard line. Steelers back looking to pass. A little swing pass out to the near side. He's got a lot of running room. He cuts back in, and Denny Squater nails him at the 40-yard line. That last play was good for 25 yards. Steelers are out of the huddle. They have the ball about at the 40-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10. The Steelers apparently believe they can pass on the Shamrocks. Quarterback is back to pass again. He's looking deep. Oh! It's broken up by number 88. The Steelers like to send those big, tall ends downfield, and this number 9 has a gun on him. I believe the Steelers are going to go with strictly a passing attack in this late in the third quarter of this contest. Steelers on the 40-yard line, 2nd and 10. Second and 10 yards after that last missed pass attempt. Oh, he tries to dump it off his little safety pass there to number 34, but good pressure from Curtin and one of the other Shamrock defensive linemen. Apparently made the Steeler quarterback hurry his pass a little bit, and that's going to bring it to 3rd and 10. Steelers are out of the huddle. They're still working from the 40. They send number 23 out to a slot position on the right side of the field. Looking to pass again. He's trying to go deep. Steelers 4th and 10, still working from the 40. There was 3 missed passes in this series. They're in a shotgun formation. The ball snaps. It's a high snap, but the quarterback has it. He's looking long again. The ball is up for grabs. Long's there. Slater has it. He's got Smith out in front of him. Slater's still on his feet. A little razzle-dazzle play. Slater gets back up to the 26-yard line before he's brought down. Interception by Danny Slater. The Shamrocks are winning 6-0. They switch into the field, and the Shamrocks have the ball on the 26-yard line. Pitch back to Long. Long coming to the near side. He's looking to pass. Nobody open. He's going to run it himself. He's still on his feet. He's pushed out of bounds on the 33-yard line. That's a pickup of about 6 yards for Long. Long was looking to pass, and apparently he didn't have anybody open downfield or couldn't see him and elected to run the ball himself. pickup of 6 yards. Make it 5 yards. 2nd and 5. Shamrock 7-0. They're on the 32-yard line. Lemus over the ball. Little movement by the Steelers. I don't know if he was drawn offsides by Lamont, number 7. The movement in the backfield as well was against the Hammond Shamrocks. The fullback, Long, was guilty of a false start, and it was 5 yards step back. It's going to be 2nd and about 9 yards. Lemus hands off to Smith. He's trying to run behind. There's a fumble on a play. I believe the Steelers have it. They do have it. Smith was met at the line of scrimmage and trying to run through number 78, Gramboy's hole, but there's a fumble. The Shamrocks are going to have to tighten up on defense. For the huddle, they take the ball at the 29-yard line. There's a fumble on the play. Junior Santos, one of the quickest linemen in Shamrock history, forced that fumble. He's your nose guard. The Steelers were able to retain it, though. There was a loss of a yard on that play. It's going to be 2nd and 11 when the Steelers come back out. It's going to be 2nd down 11, and the Steelers are over the ball. There's Santos in there again. He's on the ball this time. Junior Santos recovers the ball. The super quick nose guard for the Shamrocks forced that fumble and fell on it this time. He wasn't to be denied. Nice play by Junior Santos. With about 6 minutes left in the quarter, Joe Lemus takes the ball. He's face masked. He was face masked on the play. He gets out of bounds. Wise move by Lemus. Lemus was shaken up a little bit on that play as apparently one of the Steelers got his hand inside Joe Lemus's face mask, and he's being attended to by the Shamrock coaching staff. Pat Moore is over there looking at him. Coach John Novosel is checking him out as well. His time out on the field, that's going to be 15 yards when action resumes here. Lemus gets a nice round of applause from the Shamrock fans. Lemus is going to sit out for a play here while he gets himself back together, and he is replaced by number 7, Lamont, at quarterback. Shamrock's ball on the 49-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10. I know they'd like to take it in one more time here. Lamont calling signals. Hands off to Long up the middle. Long still on his feet. 4 or 5 tacklers. They couldn't bring him down. 4 yards. Shamrocks are working from the Steelers' 48-yard line now. Pitch back to Billy Smith. Nowhere to go. Steelers close up fast. Kind of a slow whistle. A very slow whistle, I might add, on that play as he was stood up and his forward motion stopped. Timeout on the field. A good turnout by the Shamrock fans today on this probably the coldest day of the year. This Sunday afternoon out here at Gary Westside High School. Shamrocks are unbeaten in this league and have not lost a ball game this year. Some observers feel that this might be one of the finest seniors Shamrock teams in quite some time. Okay, it's going to be 3rd and about 8 yards for the Shamrock. Lemus is back in at quarterback. He gives it to Smith. No, he didn't give it to Smith. He faked the handoff to Smith and handed off to Danny Schwader, and Schwader was thrown for a sizable loss on that play. It would appear that it was a 5-yard loss, and it's going to bring it to 4th and 15 with the Shamrocks in possession of the ball on the 45-yard line. Shamrocks are not going to kick. They're not going to kick. Skip Smith has a lot of confidence in his Shamrock club. There, the ball is up. Ooh, that's Lamont coming across the 50-yard line, but the pass was incomplete, and the Steelers will take over. The Shamrock sidelines, the coaches, and the fans here are chanting defense, defense. This team, sometimes called the Kelly Curtin, has shown a super defensive effort here today at Westside High School. And the Steelers are out of the huddle. Steelers out in that I formation, that very familiar I formation. They like to pass out of it. They switch back to a T formation. Another little movement out in the back. There's flags. There's flags all the way around. It was an option pass. Pitched back to a halfback, and they had 41 downfield. It looks like illegal motion. I believe there was illegal motion on that play, and that's going to cost the Steelers 5 yards. Steelers have the ball on the 45-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 11. This number 9 quarterback for the Steelers has shown some amazing... Oh, there's a fumble on the play. There's Junior Santos in there forcing a fumble again. That's kind of been a story of the game. He gets congratulations all the way around from his fellow teammates. That's Junior Santos. Junior Santos. The quick nose guard of the Hammond Shamrocks forces another fumble. Steelers out of the huddle. There's that familiar I formation. They switch to a wishbone. Make it a T. Santos in there again, putting pressure. His quarterback's looking to pass. Nobody open. Great coverage downfield. The ball's up for grabs. Long comes up and slams the ball to the ground. It's incomplete. That's going to bring it to... There's a penalty flag thrown against the coaching staff of the Gary Steelers. Apparently it's an unsportsmanlike conduct, and that's going to be a long one. That's going to be 15 yards. Unsportsmanlike conduct assessed against the Gary Steelers coaching staff. It's a rare penalty, but I'm sure the Steelers are frustrated in this ball game as they are being completely dominated by the Kelly Curtins, the Hammond Shamrocks. Fleming in there. Junior Santos, Terry Hunt, Artie Rogers, and Chris Turton. Ball snapped. Flag on the play. There's a flag. Let's see who it's against. The Steelers were out in a punting formation. That's 5 yards against offside. Offside, Hammond Shamrocks. The Shamrocks have Lamont and Danny Swader back to receive this kick. There's the snap. It's a short kick. It's a short kick. It's fielded by number 94, and there's another flag. Flags all the way around on the play. The play is really getting rough out there as the frustrated Gary Steelers. Let's see what that penalty is. Ball was fielded by 94. The penalty. There was an interference call against the Steelers. Shamrock's ball. They're going to be working from the 49-yard line. Lemus has his players in a huddle, and they're out of it. Steelers are mixed up. A little mix-up on a play on the field. And Hammond Shamrocks take advantage of it. They're going to go to the outside with Long. He picks up a block. He cuts back up to the middle. He's still on his feet. Pick up of about 6 yards on that run. This is the 1982 Shamrock Senior Division. Number 48, Chris Burdine. Chris is a 130-pound 8th grader. He plays offensive center. He's a linebacker. Chris's greatest asset is his strength. On defense, Chris has established himself as one of the most devastating tacklers in the league from his linebacker position. Number 78, Paul Moose Scramboy. Paul is a 135-pound 7th grader. He plays offensive tackle. Moose possesses very powerful legs, and he's done a good job from his tackle position this year, opening up the holes in the defensive line. Number 27, Chris Turton. Chris is a 127-pound guard. He's an 8th grader. He's a raw-boned boy who enjoys contact. Although he's not exceedingly fast, he's very fast off the ball. Number 98, 135-pound 7th grader, Art Rogers. Art is a tackle. He's a two-way player who plays both offense and defense. Rogers defensively is very hard to move, and he's been one of the mainstays in the Kelly Curtain this year. Number 7, Mike Lamont. Mike is a 115-pound 8th grader. Mike possesses some of the finest hands on the team. He's made some circus catches this year, and Mike is also a backup quarterback. He's had a real fine year. Number 52, Chris Fleming. Chris is 128 pounds. He's an 8th grader. Chris has done most of his playing on the line this year. He's also a backup center. He has a real bulldog, never quit attitude, and he's been a real asset to the team. Sean Long, number 47. He's a 135-pound 8th grader. Sean's a fullback. Sean's exhibited a straight-ahead, no-nonsense type of running this year. He's a power back with good speed, and he leads the senior division in yards rushing. Number 88, Gary Eldridge. Gary's a 112-pound 7th grade end. Gary's caught a few touchdown passes this year, and he has very good speed. Recently, he's played some cornerback, and he's shown that he's not afraid to hit from that position. Billy Smith, 128-pound running back. That's number 35. Billy is probably the classiest runner on the team. He possesses great natural moves, and he's an excellent blocker. Of course, number 1, Crazy Dan Schwader. Crazy Dan is the other half of the running back combination, but don't let his size fool you, even though he's 100 pounds. He's very strong and has recorded the fastest time in the 40 this year on the team. Danny is absolutely fearless on the football field. Number 87, Kerry Hunt. Kerry's a 125-pound 7th grader. Kerry plays defensive end, and he also does the kicking for the Shamrocks. He's led all divisions this year in kicking, and he's given the Shamrocks a new weapon in their arsenal, the punt. Number 18, Michael Cronister. Michael's a 95-pound 8th grader. He plays safety. He's shown that he can play with bigger people and do a good job while doing it. Mike is quick to recognize offensive alignments and adjust to them. Randy Kawana, number 89. Randy's a 120-pound 7th grader. He's played as an end this year, and he's a very intensive player. Randy sometimes growls at the opponent like a junkyard dog. Number 44, Kevin Edgerton. Kevin's a 95-pound 8th grader. He's a fullback. He's had spot duty this year with the senior team, but through the years, Kevin has shown that he's a real force in the smaller division. Number 86, Pete Wilkins. Pete's a 115-pound 8th grade tackle. Pete's also seen some spot duty this year with the senior division, but he is also excelled in the lighter division, and he's one of the team leaders. Number 59, Junior Santos, 118-pound 8th grader. Junior is the nose guard on the Shamrocks club. He's one of the quickest linemen in recent years. Junior intimidates opponents and forces tackles. He also forces fumbles. Junior is a real force on this club. Greg Bohinnick, number 64. Greg's a 120-pound sixth grader. Greg is one of the only two sixth graders to play on this senior division club. Greg is very strong physically, and he will be one of the truly great players in years to come. Number 76, Joe Upchurch. Joe is a 124-pound sixth grader. Joe's also a tackle, and he's gaining valuable experience this year playing with the older boys. Joe is the other half of this sixth grade combination playing for the Shamrocks. Chad Hillard. Chad Hillard is a 115-pound eighth grade guard. He's one of the twin combinations on this club, and he's shown some excellent moves this year, and he enjoys playing. And the other twin, number 74, Chuck Hillard. Chuck is a little lighter than his brother Chad. He only weighs 100 pounds. He's also an eighth grader, and he's a tackle. Chuck has done a real fine job this year in the lighter division, and he's becoming one of the finer linemen in Shamrock, smaller division. Number 16, John Arndt. He's a 110-pound eighth grade defensive back. John has been a real factor this year with the Shamrocks defensive club. From his defensive back position, John has added a new dimension to the pass defense. Number 95 is Scott Nava. Scott's a 115-pound guard. Nava is probably the most popular player with the ladies on this club. Scott has played well for the Shamrocks, and he's been a real asset to the club.